So the one thing that always surprises golfers that I get the chance to work with is how much they're overcomplicating the backswing. And you're going to see this visually firsthand from a recent lesson that I gave to a senior golfer. And again, this is a very common problem that I encounter pretty much on a day-to-day basis. And the reason for this is, and I can understand it, I see lots of instructional videos and tips where people talk about in the first move, in the sort of, known as the takeaway, to turn your chest and turn your hips and basically to move in a very much a one-piece fashion. However, what this does, as I've documented quite a lot on the channel, this basically means that you're going to end up not sequencing the backswing correctly. So if I allow my body, both my lower and my upper, to move in the takeaway, what will happen is, one, I'm not going to induce what's known as a separation in the golf swing, so I'm just going to end up sort of standing up. I'm going to have a really flat shoulder rotation. I'm going to end up losing hip depth and standing up. And then the problem from here is I'm going to get really stuck. My arms are going to get massively stuck to my body, and I'm just going to have to pull down on the club. And that's why amateur golfers always look very sort of scrunched in the impact position. So what I mean is, if I sort of turn everything together, see the way that the club kind of comes around my head like so, and then from here the only way I can hit it is kind of like so, and that's why you look so stuck. So it surprises golfers when I get the opportunity to meet them just by simply understanding a couple of key terms. One of them is width, and then the second one is sequence, how much you can actually transform your golf swing. So that's what I want to talk about today. Now, the first thing to understand is in the initial backswing, so again, this sort of takeaway, if you like, when the club is parallel, all you want to be thinking about at this stage is keeping your head nice and still, moving your hands and arms. So you want to almost get the sense that the club head is trying to move as far away from the center line of your body, or just as far away from the target as possible, okay? And if I kind of mimic that movement like so, that's what we're looking for, and this produces a good tilt, and it stops all this sort of unnecessary movement. Now, so I get a chance to work with golfers, and what happens is they'll do this part and then they'll still have this tendency to move everything. We don't want that. What you want to be doing from that takeaway phase is just lifting your arms. So if I go takeaway here, and now from here, look, lift my arms, and then I'll do a little bit of turn, but you'll find that that last little bit of rotation will actually occur very naturally. That will kind of happen a lot with your sort of general momentum. And obviously people are slightly different, so some people have to accentuate certain feelings more than others, but what I would say is the amount of golfers that I meet that just have this idea that they're supposed to turn massively in the backswing position, and that's exactly the reason why you'll suffer. And that's exactly the reason why I think senior golfers feel it more, because I see the same swing faults with a senior golfer as I do with a younger golfer, but when we're senior, we don't move as well, and our body starts to creak a little bit more, and that's when the golf swing can seem harder. But all you've got to do is just understand it's take it back, so get set up, nice and wide first move. From here, lift your arms up, and then you can just drop the club on the back of the ball, and it's just way easier. Work on it. I'll see you soon.